Salutation, Squatchkin Nation, how's it going? It's been, I don't know, I guess it's been a while. I am Pump Squatch, hello, and welcome to a fairly important video, and before we get started, no, that thumbnail is not fake. It is actually very possible I will. But before we get into that, we're going to get into the reason why. As most of you probably know by this point, the FTC has updated their COPA law, and they are specifically targeting online content creators, on YouTube specifically, and it's really bad. It's so bad, in fact, that they are referring to the content creators themselves as fish in a barrel. I'm not joking. They actually have done this, and it's actually quite baffling. It's really ridiculous how they're planning to target content creators like this, especially using that analogy exactly, marking us as fish in a barrel. That's, oh boy. But what's nearly as ridiculous are their kind of, I don't want to say guidelines, but what they'll list as child-friendly content. So, most of you will know by now that if you upload a video, you now have to mark it as whether it is suitable for kids or not suitable for kids. What is suitable for kids, or considered as being such, are video games, music, animation, and specific words, such as yeah, duh, free stuff, and using bright colors in the video. I can tell you at least a dozen examples for all of those off the top of my head why those are wrong. I mean, South Park and Family Guy are some good ones, but there's also the pilot for the show Has Been Hotel that was released recently, which is centered around the inhabitants of hell itself. I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, I'm pretty sure my mother would not be okay with me watching a show based around the inhabitants of hell. Just saying, just saying. And apparently, if you mark your video as safe for children, and it is found to be not by the FTC, by their extremely vague guidelines, then you could be fined up to $42,000. $1,000, man! I'm sorry, but why? What? Why? Okay, let's just go on. Because everybody, come on, let's be honest. We all know that no adults use the word yeah. Nobody can stand to use the word yeah. Over the age of 28, ugh, the word yeah is just like cancer to them. So as a result, I'm going to give you some words to use alternatively to yeah. Yes. Indeed. Quite. Correct. Indubitably. By the way, that last one is probably my most favorite to use because it just sounds so funny. Indubitably, sir. Oh. And we know that adults don't like bright colors. No adult likes bright colors. They only like black and white and gray. And even white, that's a little bit too much sometimes. You need to tone it down to a middle ground between gray and white. That's how serious it is. Music. Isn't there a stereotype that music is corrupting the young people's minds? This modern music? Isn't that a common stereotype? What about video games? That's clearly meant for kids, right? Uh-huh. Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, I'm not supposed to use the word yeah. Indeed. And then you have Nuxtaku, the meme lord himself, who actively talks about, as he puts it, a gentai with a G. Now, if you try to do the 100 IQ play and try to mark all your videos as not safe for children, if they find something that makes it quote-unquote safe for kids, which could be literally anything and everything depending how they feel about you, yeah, you could receive the same kind of fine. So instead of dealing with this ridiculousness and idiocy, because it's very clear that they think they know what children are into, they think they know the public, they think they understand pop culture when clearly by doing all this and saying all this, they very much do not. Instead of abiding by that, I'm going to pull a 2000 IQ play, full on 2000 IQ, and instead of staying on YouTube, if I see this go through, I'm going to pack up all my things and move on to... Yeah, I am not joking. So what'll change about my content if I do go through with that? Honestly, absolutely nothing. I am not joking. None of my content will change. Because if I choose to try and make family-oriented content or child-friendly content on YouTube, if this thing goes through, it's just gonna be an absolute nut show. And that's even if it works, for that matter, actually. Because how many millions of channels are there on YouTube right now? And how many of them upload safe for children content and not safe for children content, you really expect that they'll be able to go through every single one of them and say, let's nuke them. No, not everybody's gonna get Thanos snapped away. A few people are going to be hit by it pretty hard, but not as many people as we think. It's not like there's going to be the worst apocalypse ever of content creators. A lot of people are really thinking this is going to be the end, and it's not quite the end yet. Especially since we have the opportunity to speak up, which I highly implore you to do. Let them know this is not a good idea. Let them know it's going to harm a lot of people and help none, because I guarantee you, most of the people trying to pass this law, they tried to find stuff that wasn't suitable for children when they were kids themselves. It's a thing that happens with every generation, and it changes with every generation. It doesn't matter. It just keeps happening. The only way to kind of keep control on it is have their parents talk to their children and let them know and educate them why some things are not meant for them, why certain things are made for different audiences but not them specifically. That's the only way that I see that you can, I guess you could say, regulate that. No law is really going to help that, because children have their own YouTube app, yet they still come onto the main YouTube and they still watch the content that's on the major regular YouTube content. It doesn't do anything to harm the content creators for just existing, but you really can't control people because there's just too many variables. There are just too many people to control with just a law. Jaywalking's illegal, yet I see it so often, and still so many more people do it recklessly where they don't even look either way. They just start walking and, yeah, well, I guess we're just gonna roll the die, see what happens. They rolled for initiative, they won. The car stops. But Pumpsquatch, how do you expect them to enforce the law on billions of people in the country? That's my point. There are tons of people online, more than in this one country, and there are millions of content creators online on YouTube, me being one of them. Of course, I try to make family-oriented content. I try to be family-friendly. But with this law, that's going to make that basically kind of one of the most difficult things I could ever do. Especially since they're especially targeting content creators when they don't understand pop culture at all. Frankly, to be honest, that's not just me trying to be angsty or whatever. I'm way past that phase. It's just the fact of the matter, they don't get it. They don't understand what children and adults like. We all know that no adult at all likes collecting toys, especially from their own childhood. We all know that adults don't like music. They don't like anything beyond the shade of gray. We all know this, right? Right? Please tell me someone thinks this is stupid. But yeah, that's basically my reasoning there. Anyways, guys, thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this video or the content within. If you did, feel free to leave a like. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, especially on this topic, in the comment section down below. And if you want to support my 2000 IQ play on moving over to, then please feel free to subscribe and make sure you let your other content creators know about the same thing. I mean, heck, at least they're going to support their content creators a lot better than YouTube, right? For those of you who think that it won't work, there's a guy who started uploading wholesome and heartwarming content to it. That site, that particular hub, let's call it, the hub. Yeah, he found overnight success, so why not? If I have to choose between cursing and not being a family-friendly content creator on YouTube and being a family-friendly content creator on the hub, yeah, guess which one I'm going to go to. The irony is real, guys. The irony is real. Just imagine. Oh my gosh. Just imagine that. Just imagine I actually get more success over there than I do here. Oh my gosh. How am I going to explain that to my mother? I have no idea, but it is glorious. Okay, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. And as always, I am Pumpsquatch. Goodbye.
Bad guys, heads up. I need a doctor. Thank you, guys. There is disquiet in your soul. And that's how the West was won.
Dein Schutzengel ist da. Ich kann Boah.
Deployed.
Привет!
I foresee great things for you. Darkness falls.
Team up for special attack.
Fire at will!
The cycle begins anew.
60
Ready
seconds
for
remaining.
transcendence.
My ultimate's ready.
Thank you.